Think California real estate only goes up? Think again. In 2026, the old fantasy is cracking. The palm trees are still there. The coastline is still there. The tech campuses, the movie studios, the wine country tasting rooms, they're all still there. But the pricing power, that's bleeding out in real time. Across California, sellers are slashing expectations, listings are sitting longer, and buyers who used to feel hunted now smell leverage. This is not the same market people were promised, not cooling, correcting, in some places, collapsing. And when a state built on scarcity starts showing price fatigue, it matters everywhere, from first-time buyers and burned-out renters to investors who thought California was untouchable. Redfin News, Los Angeles Times. Today we're counting down the top 10 California cities where home prices are falling fast in 2026. We're talking hard numbers, neighborhood-level pain, local economic pressure, and the human fallout behind the charts. Why does this matter now? Simple math. If you're a seller, waiting too long can turn a paper loss into a real one. If you're a buyer, this reset can open doors that looked permanently welded shut. And if you're an investor, stay until number one, because that city is the kind of market shift that changes narratives for years. If you want real estate analysis with teeth, not sugar-coated nonsense, subscribe now. This channel tracks where the market breaks first, where money runs, and where opportunity hides in plain sight. Let's dive in. Redfin News number 10, Los Angeles. Los Angeles once sold the ultimate dream, sunshine, status, and endless appreciation. Not anymore. In neighborhoods like Silver Lake, Highland Park, and Sherman Oaks, the glamour is still on the billboard, but underneath it, the market is taking fire. The median sale price in Los Angeles dropped to $1.01 million, down 4.7% year over year. Price per square foot slid to $633, down 2.2%. Homes are now taking 80 days to sell on Redfin, while Realtor.com put February's median days on market at 45, up 15.4% from a year earlier. Active inventory climbed 6.7% to 2,169 homes. The median list price fell 9.3% to $1.17 million, and 13.2% of listings needed price cuts. That's not a soft patch. That's a market-losing altitude. But it's not just pricing. The reason? LA's creative middle class is getting squeezed from every direction. Entertainment and local media layoffs keep hitting. Insurance stress keeps spreading after the 2025 fire shock. And Redfin says 44.1% of listings in the broader LA metro are now stale, sitting at least 60 days without a contract. The median household income in the city is just $81,939, which makes a $1 million median home feel less like aspiration and more like financial warfare. Families who bought near the peak now watch sellers around them cut prices first. Investors see softer demand, sellers chase yesterday's comps and get punished. And the city that marketed endless reinvention now faces something much uglier, a slow-motion reset that keeps widening. Number 9. Mountain View. Mountain View was supposed to be recession-proof. Google money, AI money, startup money. Think again. In Old Mountain View, Cuesta Park, and Waverly Park, the market still looks polished from the street, but the pricing engine is coughing. Redfin shows Mountain View home prices down 5.3% year over year in February 2026, with the median around $1.8 million. Zillow tracked 71 homes for sale, 38 new listings, a median sale price of $1,723,333, a median list price of $1,423,981, and just 13 days to pending. Redfin also showed 38 homes sold in February, up from 26 a year earlier. More supply, more movement, less pricing power. That's the shift. Gone is the feeling that every listing automatically becomes a bidding war. What's making it worse? The real threat is psychological. Tech buyers still have income, but they've lost certainty. Since the start of 2026, layoffs have continued across major Bay Area firms, and Redfin says Sacramento remains the top destination for Bay Area movers. That matters in a city built on stock-heavy compensation and confidence. Mountain View's median household income is an eye-popping $189,907, but even that looks small against an $1.8 million market and the constant fear that the next round of cuts lands closer to home. Buyers delay, sellers cling, investors stop overpaying, and when even Silicon Valley's inner sanctum starts slipping, the message is brutal. The smartest money in the room no longer believes every California house deserves a premium forever. If you live in Mountain View, tell me what you're seeing on the ground, because this one feels like the beginning, not the bottom. Number 8. Alameda. Alameda used to feel sheltered, literal island vibes, Victorian charm, ferry access, and just enough distance from Oakland to feel insulated. Not now. In Bay Farm Island, the East End, and the Gold Coast, the market still looks calm on the surface. Underneath, it's leaking value. Redfin shows Alameda's median sale price at $1,155,000, down 5.7% year over year. The median price per square foot crashed 19.3% to $609. Homes take about 15 days to sell. 34 homes closed in February, and the sale-to-list ratio sits at 108.7%. But broader listing data shows 125 active listings, a median list price closer to $1.01 million, and 27 days on market. That split tells you everything. Sellers still want top dollar, but buyers are getting selective and punishing anything mispriced. But it's not just Alameda, it's the East Bay storm rolling in. Office weakness and layoffs continue to weigh on the broader East Bay economy, and the buyers who used to stretch for Alameda now compare every purchase against better value farther inland. Redfin's own migration data shows Alameda area house hunters looking hardest at Sacramento, Miami, Portland, Reno, and San Diego. The city's median household income is $137,697. Strong, yes, but nowhere near enough to make $1.1 million homes feel comfortable in a high-rate world. Families who bought for stability now watch price per square foot numbers bleed out. Sellers still try to market island living as a shield. Buyers no longer buy the shield. They buy the discount or they walk. If you're finding this countdown eye-opening, subscribe now, because we're only getting deeper into the epicenter. Number 7. San Diego. San Diego sells serenity better than almost any city in America. Ocean air, military stability, biotech swagger. But even paradise cracks when the math turns toxic. From North Park to La Jolla to Carmel Valley, San Diego is losing momentum. Redfin shows the median sale price at roughly $930,000, down 5.7% year over year. Realtor.com says the median list price fell 6.3% to $834,440. Active inventory rose 6.8% to 1,553 homes. New listings fell 6.9% to 924, and homes sat for 34 days on market, up 10.7% from a year earlier. Only 13.6% of sellers cut prices, so this isn't panic yet. It's something quieter and more dangerous. Denial. The reason this city lands so high on the list is simple. Affordability here is suffocating. San Diego's median household income is $108,097, but even after the decline, housing still towers far above what local earners can reasonably absorb. And the region still falls short on housing production, which sounds bullish until you realize shortages don't save buyers when borrowing costs and insurance costs stay brutal. Service workers, teachers, nurses, the people who keep this place running, keep getting pushed farther east or out of the metro entirely. Investors see slower turnover, sellers get less aggressive offers, buyers finally negotiate. The city that promised endless coastal demand now faces a slower, meaner reality. Homes don't have to crash to hurt people. They just have to stay expensive enough to trap owners and unaffordable enough to repel the next wave. Number 6. San Jose. San Jose is the capital of paychecks so big they used to erase fear. Not in 2026. In Willow Glen, Evergreen, and around Diridon Station, the market is sending a different signal. Wealth is still here, but conviction is evaporating. Redfin shows San Jose home prices down 7.9% year over year, with a median sale price around $1.3 million. Realtor.com says active inventory exploded 39.9% to 618 homes in February. Median list price still sat at $1,149,450, up 2.5%, but homes stayed on the market 23 days, 24.3% slower than a year ago. Price cuts stayed low at 7.4%, which makes the setup even more unstable. Sellers still think they own the battlefield. Buyers increasingly disagree, and then there's the human side. San Jose's median household income is $146,427, enormous by national standards, yet still crushed by million-plus pricing and the instability of stock-based compensation. Bay Area tech layoffs keep rolling, and Redfin says Sacramento remains the #1 landing spot for relocating Bay Area house hunters. That is not random. That is escape velocity. Families who bought on RSUs now fear the next vesting cycle won't rescue them. First-time buyers wait for deeper cuts. Investors stop chasing appreciation and start asking about exit risk. The irony is savage. The city that built the future now feels trapped by it. AI wealth concentrates at the top, but the broader housing market below starts drowning, and it gets worse from here. 5. Palo Alto. Palo Alto was once the crown jewel of California housing arrogance. Old Palo Alto, Crescent Park, Midtown. These weren't just neighborhoods, they were financial fortresses. Now the walls are taking hits. Redfin shows Palo Alto home prices down 9.63% year over year in February 2026, with a median sale price of $3.2 million. Zillow shows only 52 homes for sale and 29 new listings, but even with that tight supply, median sale price recently tracked at $285 million, median list price at $289 million, and median days to pending at 15. Redfin also shows 42 homes sold in February, up from 29 a year earlier. More closings, weaker pricing. That's a warning shot in a luxury market. Redfin Zillow. The reason this slide matters is not volume, it's symbolism. Palo Alto's median household income is a staggering $231,101, yet even that can't make a $3 million market feel sane when rates stay high and tech wealth feels volatile. The buyers here are founders, executives, venture-backed employees, surgeons, and global investors. When they pull back, the market loses its oxygen. Recent Bay Area layoffs, the shift away from pandemic-era migration mania, and a slower luxury bid all collide here. Sellers still believe their zip code deserves immunity. It doesn't. This is what top-of-the-food-chain stress looks like. Fewer emotional offers, more sober spreadsheets, and a slow bleed that becomes impossible to ignore. If you live in Palo Alto, drop a comment. Are buyers still circling, or are they finally backing off? U.S. Census Bureau, Los Angeles Times, Redfin 4. Daly City. Daly City used to feel like the reliable edge of San Francisco demand. Foggy, dense, commuter-driven, and almost always hot. Not now. In Westlake, Serramonte, and original Daly City, the market still moves, but the price story has turned ugly. Redfin shows Daly City's median sale price at $1.1 million, down 10.2% year over year. Price per square foot fell to $736, down 3.0%. Homes sold in 16 days on average, 30 homes closed in February versus 19 the year ago, and the sale-to-list ratio stayed high at 106.5%. Zillow counted 52 homes for sale, 25 new listings, a median sale price of $1,086,583, a median list price of $1,094,500, and 17 days to pending. That combination, fast sales but falling prices, tells you buyers are still active, just far more ruthless. Redfin Zillow. What's making it worse? Commuter economics and migration pressure. Daly City's median household income is $123,547, but that still clashes hard with million-dollar housing, high property taxes, and regional insurance anxiety. Redfin's migration data shows local house hunters still looking hard at Sacramento, Miami, Portland, Reno, and Phoenix. In other words, people who once tolerated the squeeze for Bay Area access now see exits everywhere. Families who stretched to buy in 2021 and 2022 are watching nearby comps sag. Sellers who expect a San Francisco halo still discover that halo has dimmed. Investors hate markets like this. Still expensive, still competitive, but clearly sliding. It's not dead, it's worse. It's a market fighting gravity and losing inch by inch. U.S. Census Bureau Redfin 3. Napa sold a lifestyle as much as a house. Vineyard views, weekend escapes, luxury second home energy. That aura is fading. In Browns Valley, Alta Heights, and around downtown Napa, the market feels less like a toast and more like a hangover. Redfin shows Napa home prices down 13.0% year over year in February 2026, with a median around $799,000. Redfin says homes sell in 62 days. Zillow shows 261 homes for sale, 48 new listings, a median sale price of $891,333, a median list price of $1,068,333, a sale-to-list ratio of 0.969, and 71.0% of sales happening under list price. Realtor.com pegs the local median listing price around $1.13 million and homes averaging roughly 73 days on market. That is a market gasping for momentum. Redfin, Zillow, Realtor.com. But it's not just slower luxury demand. Napa gets hit by the insurance crisis too. North Bay insurance costs have surged, with United policyholders reporting Napa County's median premium at $1,151 in 2024, about a 30% jump over a decade. Add that to a city where median household income is $105,963, and you get a brutal mismatch between local earning power and lifestyle pricing. Retirees hesitate, second home buyers negotiate hard, sellers watch underlist sales pile up and still hope they're different. They're not. And that's the punchline. The city that promised escapism now faces the very thing wealthy buyers hate most: uncertainty. If you're a buyer, this is where leverage starts smelling real. If you're a seller, it's a storm front. U.S. Census Bureau United policyholders, Redfin to Santa Monica. Santa Monica was once a luxury safe haven, beachfront prestige with tech money, entertainment money, and international money circling like sharks. In 2026, the water feels colder. In Ocean Park, Sunset Park, and north of Montana, the market looks elegant. It feels nervous. Redfin search data shows Santa Monica home prices down 12.1% year over year, around $1.8 million. Zillow puts the typical home value at $1,684,070, down 0.9% over the past year. Inventory sits at 201 homes with 51 new listings. Median sale price recently tracked at $1,198,833. Median list price at $1,552,000. Median sale to list ratio at 0.982, and 65.8% of sales happened under list. Homes go pending in about 39 days. In luxury coastal California, that's not a breeze. That's a warning siren. Redfin, Zillow. What's driving the drop? Start with buyer fatigue. Add insurance fear after California's fire trauma. Then pile on soft office demand. Commercial Cafe reports Santa Monica office vacancy at 13.83%, which erodes the broader confidence that used to spill into residential pricing. The city's median household income is $114,885, high on paper, but laughably thin against $1.5 million to $1.8 million housing. Younger professionals can't bridge the gap. Older owners fear a weaker buyer pool. Investors see a luxury market where buyers finally demand discounts. The city that sold endless oceanfront scarcity now has a new brand: hesitation. And if you think that's shocking, wait for number one: U.S. Census Bureau Los Angeles Times Commercial Cafe. If you've made it this far, hit subscribe. And if you live in Santa Monica, Palo Alto, or Napa, tell us what the open houses feel like right now: packed, empty, or somewhere in between. 1. Menlo Park. Menlo Park was supposed to be untouchable. Meta next door, venture capital everywhere. Sharon Heights, Allied Arts, Central Menlo. This was prime Silicon Valley oxygen. Not anymore. In February 2026, Redfin shows Menlo Park home prices down a staggering 40.7% year over year, with a median sale price around $1.9 million. At the same time, Redfin shows a 106.7% sale-to-list ratio, 58.8% of homes selling above list, and only 8.0% with price drops. Zillow counted 40 homes for sale, 21 new listings, a median list price of $2,028,167, and 26 days to pending. Zillow's typical home value still sits way up at $2,178,631. That gap is the whole story. Aspirational values remain sky high. Actual deals are clearing far lower. This is not a gentle cool down. This is a luxury market air pocket. Redfin, Zillow. Why is Menlo Park number one? Because this is where California's old housing mythology goes to die. Even with a median household income of $210,025, buyers here depend on stock wealth, liquidity, and confidence. And those are exactly the things Bay Area tech layoffs and volatility destroy first. Meta cut Bay Area jobs. Google, Salesforce, Workday, Autodesk, Pinterest, the list keeps growing. Redfin says Sacramento remains the top inbound destination for Bay Area movers, and that matters because Menlo Park is the kind of market people leave only when the equation stops making sense. Families who bought for permanent prestige now face the nightmare scenario: trapped equity in a city that once guaranteed upside. Sellers cling to brand name zip code magic. Buyers smell blood. The city that embodied California housing invincibility now sits at ground zero of its unraveling. See you in the comments if you think this is a blip. It isn't. It's the signal. U.S. Census Bureau Los Angeles Times, Redfin closing. Look at the pattern. This isn't one bad zip code. This isn't one weird month. And it definitely isn't just seasonality. Across Los Angeles, Mountain View, Alameda, San Diego, San Jose, Palo Alto, Daly City, Napa, Santa Monica, and Menlo Park, the same three forces keep showing up like clockwork. Prices are sliding, listings are lingering, and buyers are getting more selective. In some cities, inventory rises because more sellers finally tap out. In others, inventory rises because homes simply stop moving. Same result: more leverage for buyers, more pressure on sellers, more fear for owners who bought late and paid peak prices. This is what a market reset looks like when it spreads from the middle to the top, from commuter cities to coastal prestige markets, from family suburbs to luxury enclaves. Redfin. And the bigger story? This isn't just about housing. It's about California's economic model colliding with reality. You can't keep pairing six-figure incomes with seven-figure housing forever and pretend the system is healthy. You can't stack tech layoffs, insurance chaos, migration pressure, and high borrowing costs on top of already broken affordability and expect no casualties. The casualties are teachers, nurses, service workers, young families, even white-collar households making well above the national median. The casualty is confidence, and once confidence cracks, appreciation doesn't just slow, it evaporates. U.S. Census Bureau, Los Angeles Times, Redfin. For buyers, that creates opportunity, real opportunity, not hype. Not because homes suddenly become cheap, but because leverage returns. Sellers cut, negotiations open, days on market stretch. The emotional frenzy dies. For sellers, the warning is brutal and immediate. Price for today, not for 2022, not for the fantasy, not for the neighbor's peak comp. Because in a market like this, waiting is not neutral. Waiting can be fatal. A house can sit. A listing can go stale. A buyer can vanish. And once that happens, the market smells desperation fast. Redfin News, Realtor.com. If you want real estate coverage that actually tells you where the cracks are forming, where the money is moving, and where the next opportunity hides before everyone else sees it, subscribe right now. Drop your city in the comments and tell me what you're seeing. Price cuts, empty open houses, bidding wars, or total silence. And if you want the next countdown where prices could fall next, or which California markets are quietly becoming buyer gold mines, say the word. See you in the next one.